y'all, Binks here. We just had a first patch for the Bazaar. Very, very excited. We're going to talk about everything that's in here, why they might be changed, and how I think the game might be improved. We're going to go really, really fast and get through all of it with no flutter, except for like and subscribe, because this is a brand new channel. I really appreciate it. Quick balance patch. Thank you for joining us during the launch of the Bazaar's closed beta. We're excited to see everyone's winning builds, tragic losses, encouragement, and feedback. Our first patch is a quick balance adjustment. We are currently preparing a comprehensive patch to address issues that require significant work. We are also actively working on back-end issues such as reward and connectivity issues. This is great. It's showing that this is just something that they want to get out there quickly to adjust a lot of the frustrations people have with these just crazy one-shot builds where it feels like if you get past day 12, you're just dead in the water. So let's see what they're going to do. First of all, it's the skyscraper, space scraper scaling and cooldowns increase. So this is going to be way harder for this to one-shot you. Gives you counterplay to be able to stop them with things like freeze and slow a little bit easier until you can get online and maybe kill them before that they can kill you or get their huge thing off. And scaling reduced, that's just going to lower the overall power level. Now, does the scaling that big of an issue? Is it already just getting too big? I don't know. What this kind of does, I feel like in games like this, when you just kind of lower the power level, lower the scaling, it makes it so that these builds are harder to do because when you're still in that transitionary period until you're overpowered, you can take a lot more losses. So really, really exciting. I think a lot of people were worried about this. And more things to this build. Stained glass window only doubles value to the right. That's going to really lower the scaling of both of those items, which is huge. Dam no longer destroying large and medium items. Destroys all small items and slows enemy medium items. This is a good kind of patchwork. I would have liked if it just can't multicast. Multicast also felt weird with this because like after a cast the first time it destroys itself, so how does it cast again? Honestly, in my very first build, I saw this and I thought that that's what would happen if I picked it. And I chose not to, which is crazy now looking at it and how broken it is. But only destroying small items and slowing all medium items is interesting. Maybe not something that you can fully build around, but as a large item to destroy all small items and to slow medium items, maybe still worth a large spot. Cool that they're going to kind of change the way that this works. Shipwreck, Diamond Tier 1 multicast, Robotics Factory, Diamond Tier 1 multicast. I think that they're finding that this triple multicast stuff just goes crazy. There's so many insane builds that you see with like Friendship Core and the Robotics Factory where things are just hitting way too fast, and Shipwreck can make just aquatic items go absolutely crazy. I think changing this to one multicast and maybe just in the future having one multicast kind of be like the highest level things can be, can probably bring things all in a better spot. So throwing knives now requires a different item to crit for its force use trigger. This is really important because there is this, killing move with Vanessa. You get a 100% crit throwing knife. It hits and then boom, just immediately it'll infinitely hit because every hit is going to re-trigger it. So now it has to use a different item. Pretty much everyone who I saw talking about nerfing this spoke about this exact thing. So it looks like they probably hit it on the head. Blunderbuss is also a problem. It now charges instead of uses because, they're finding that just use on a interaction maybe is just too fast, so charging kind of at least puts some level of like dampening between. Swashbuckler's bonus damage scaling no longer increases with tier, just kind of slowing down the push of this. I didn't see too much swashbuckle, but it's really nice that they have identified maybe something that the stats show that maybe isn't talked about as much that brings it down. So that's really, really nice, not getting that scaling. Globe. So there were some problems with Globe where like some of the enchantments would be crazy, like it would increase freezing when you enchant it. So it looks like they just kind of like adjusted a lot of these from start of fight to start of day. Maybe kind of having a lot of different things because you automatically get that fight every single day. So going from start of day to start of fight halves the ability of these. So good that they're looking to that. Vanessa's Amulet, enchanted timings update to start a fight instead of on use trigger. I think that anything that's like on use can be kind of crazy when it's scaling everything. So start a fight is probably a good choice for Vanessa's Amulet. Diagnosis, I never how to say these names. If you followed me from any other game, I'm not going to say it. So now it's Mamasaur, which is great because I can definitely say Mamasaur. So it can no longer destroy large items. There was some other problems with destroying with Dooley, with getting these dinosaurs to be able to destroy things. So not destroying large items. Pretty interesting. Maybe not just like immediately stomping builds and maybe kind of bringing some balance with bringing a lot of these large items down. Pretty interesting. Docs no longer offer skills, but give items instead. This is interesting. So I did see a video talking about how if you force certain skills on the docs, As you get later into the game, you can kind of just wash all of them out and get exactly what you want. So maybe that's kind of looking to do that. So getting items instead of skills is important. I always felt, I feel like my first few runs, I didn't know the docs gave skills because it doesn't even say it. But then, once you start going there, like getting a free skill, even if it's kind of bad, $2 and a skill is usually a good use of your hour. So going to items is pretty good. Maybe helps with finding some synergies and stuff like that without kind of having this way that you can break it and get a bunch of like a specific skill and find specific ones, which is really cool. Adjusted some of Dooley's core skills to be less damage core specific. That's really good. So I would always, whenever I was playing Dooley and I was playing a burn Dooley or like a friendship Dooley or something like that, I would always find there's ones that just add damage for skills and you just have to get rid of it because you already just don't do damage. So maybe having it add damage or just adjusting it to maybe be different based on which core you get could be really, really cool. So happy that they made a choice to change that. Dooley is in a weird spot where like some Doolies can be crazy, but some feel a little bit underpowered. So changing this to give Dooley a bit more consistency for the most inconsistent character is really, really good. Many other small adjustments and fixes. So we'll see this when we get into the game. The game's currently down right now. I was actually going to go live, but now we're doing this video because the game's down. So a couple of things down here I saw that were maybe of use. Targeting issues I think is important. There was a lot of times where like I would sometimes play or click things and it would be a little bit off. So maybe this is going to help with those kind of misclick type stuff. I'm terrible with misclicking a game, so I've always had problems with this from the get-go with this. Rise encounters that we're not counting items in the stash. That's good. Just I think most things should just include everything in the stash or give some kind of specificity to what they do. Variety of enchantment issues, which is good. Radiant was not functioning correctly. I did see some people complaining about Radiant a lot, about how they were like, because you spend so much to get this encounter, it could be huge, and then it just doesn't work, which is kind of annoying. Stained glass window is a shield item. Obviously, that needs to get rid of. Dam is a freeze item. Just getting rid of anything like that where it's counting the wrong item. You might miss upgrades and do different things like that. Items being windmill triggered by windmill could target itself. I had not seen that too much, but it's good to get rid of that. Fixed a bug with Infernal Greatsword's damage bonus from burn persisted between the fight. I actually ran into one of these. This is a big bug that people talk about. Not many people can beat the Infernal, get the Infernal's Greatsword, and you'd still roll if you do end up beating it. But the damage would persist, so it would just kind of like multiply. So it would get the damage, and then it would get that damage added on, and then it would get that damage added on each fight, and it would just exponentially go out of control. And I think I got hit by like a 70,000 one of these. Just nothing you could do. So it's good that they got rid of that. Obviously a very rare instance that would happen, but it's good. Fix the bug where pet rocks buffed items from the stash. Very smart to make sure that's done. Initial chill triggered. Bazaar was giving some strange encounters. Good to get rid of that. Wrong art, kind of whatever. I didn't know this, that Mountain Pass risky option was always showing as uneventful after day 2. I don't think you should be picking it most of the time anyway, but anyone who was just getting screwed, so that kind of sucks. Maybe it's actually teaching people good habits, I guess. I don't know. Flash mechanic not functioning properly. Didn't see too much about that, but that's good. Skyscraper increased its own value in combat more than intended. Obviously good to get rid of bugs like that for an overpowered item. And then just like a funny little binary thing. Very awesome. Very, very cool. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this patch. What was the biggest miss? What was the biggest hit? And one more time, make sure to like and subscribe because it helps out a lot. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.
Binks, binks, binks. I hope you like the vibe. Binks, binks. Like and subscribe. Binks, binks. I hope you like the vibe. Binks, binks. Like and subscribe.